anytime, Susie. But firm, and Mr. Haber interviewed me, like for the FBI. You know, really a very gentle, lovely man. He was Mr. Republican, Fillmore J. Haber. He told me, you know, anything about my background, and I said, well, Mr. Haber, I'm representing a I'm representing a man by the name of Chris Vasilov, and he is a member of the Socialist Labor Party. Mr. Haber's eyebrows went up, and tempting, the American Civil Liberties Union gave Mr. Vasilov the name of several lawyers. Mine was one, I don't know why, to represent Chris on a fee basis. And he is applying for American citizenship, has been applying for American citizenship for years. Let me say it again. Applying for citizenship in the United States for years and been rejected. And I took the case on, having no experience in the field, and learned that the major factor to become a citizen was adherence to the Constitution of the United States of America. Now, to reject Mr. Vasilov meant he believed in changing the entire structure. He didn't elect congressmen for districts, from states, and so on. He elected them from the CIO or the FFL or the union. A total dramatic change of the whole system, but by peaceful means, not by unpeaceful means.
So shared leadership.
In the most important element of the United States Constitution, and that was the adherence to the Constitution. If you're going to make a change, you do it peacefully. You do it by the ballot, not by the dimpled or the pregnant ballot, but by the real ballot. I told Mr. Haber that story, and maybe he's a Republican. I said, Marvin, do it. And so I tell you now, to 2001, I really admired that. Here he's taking me into this firm with a Republican, and he wanted me to continue the representation of this socialist league. And I got him citizenship in front of a very right-wing Republican judge, Judge Connell.
Wow.
That was one of my...
Neat
They wrote it up in the newspaper.
Great story.
And it was fun.
Yeah. Any other...
well, that was a fun case. I was going through the law firm.
Very interesting. Bless you.
Honey, you want some water?
Fine.
I stayed in that law... I'll go back. I stayed in that law firm until I was retired. Until I retired in 1990.
What was the
and
most...
it changed by the Senator Burke became an owner. And that was one of the nice things for me, because he took a liking to me and assigned to me a very important case that went to the House Supreme Court, where I argued it against the American District Telegraph Company. They were suing them, ADT, for sales taxes. And ADT said, we're not selling any material goods, we're selling our service. They've never been taxed in decades. And I was the chief lawyer. Lou Paisley, that represented ADT, some of you may know him.
Oh, the name rings a bell.
Yeah, Lou Paisley's a nice man. Anyway, I argued the case in the House Supreme Court, and we won millions of dollars of taxes to save them. And it was cool. Senator Burke was very complimentary, and we got a big fee, and I was a big hero.
What year was that?
That year was, by the way, we had just returned as a group from Maine, camping in Maine.
Okay.
After Susan and Henry and Beth, which slept Benjamin, was old enough to walk, carried him around. And so it was 19...
66? 65?
No, way before that.
Well, Ben was born in 64, so it couldn't
Well,
have
it
been way
wasn't.
before.
Maybe you're right, Susan. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm throwing my years around.
Right.
No, I agree with her.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
You're right. Anyway, that was a big-time case. And
what was the most interesting case you ever tried?
Well, that was one of the most interesting cases, yeah.
How long
the most interesting case I ever tried was when I got out of law school. Ted Sindel said, Marvin, I want you to go in this case with me. And it was a first-degree murder with 3 black defendants. Ted Sindel was appointed counsel for one of them. Lou Fernberg was appointed counsel for another one. He was a real fighter in the criminal courts. He knew his criminal courts. And Norman Minor, who was today's then version of Johnny Cochran, was appointed for the other guy. So
an African-American man?
And he was one of the greatest lawyers there ever was. He he argued the final argument for his client for like 5 hours without a note. Ted, our guy got acquitted. Norman's guy was the trigger man. He got second degree. In those days, that wasn't. But my guy could have gone. Our guy, Ted's my guy, and my guy could have gone first to the chair. In those days, they did electrocute him. I took the verdict. Of all the lawyers, I'm the only one that called or got involved. I went down to Common Pleas Courthouse on 22nd and Payne. The jury came in. Marvin is a baby lawyer, 25, and I received the verdict and had to poll the jurors. Each one you asked, did they, it's a verdict, they agree, not guilty, guilty, whatever it was. And that was a very interesting case. And Ted did a great job. And I got up to cross-examine Ted, said, well, Marvin, you can cross-examine this witness. We want you to have a little space. Is that all right, Norman? Norman Minor. Is that all right, Lou? Sure. And Merle McCurdy was Norman Minor's assistant. Merle McCurdy became the United States Attorney later on. He's the United States Attorney for this district. So I asked a question, and everybody objected. All the lawyers. The lawyers for the defendants, the lawyers for the prosecution. I don't know what I did or what and he said, rephrase the question. A Jewish judge, Joe Silver, his brother was a judge, said, Marvin, do it again. Serious stuff, first degree murder charge. So I tried one more time. I still couldn't pass the bar, so to speak, after graduating from law school with honors.
Well,
but anyway, they were very gentle with me, and the jury kind of got a little humor out of this baby lawyer trying to do it.
All right, listen. We've got 10 minutes left. I want you to use it the way
I got a lifetime.
Are there any particular pieces of advice that you think all of us ought to be aware of that might be some kind of theme that you've used throughout your life that you would like to make sure continues with us? Want me to stop for a minute so you can think?
No, I'm
Okay.
just going to go free swinging.
All
I
right.
should announce to the tape some event which is a significant part of my life. Lori and I were divorced
Oh, yes, you should.
in June of 1985 in a peaceful manner. No squabbling and so on. We dealt with each other fairly, I think. Eddie Levitt's law firm represented Lori, and Jules Markowitz, my partner, represented Marvin. And it was a cordial. And subsequently in that year, I had the honor of marrying Ruth. So, Ruth.
There is Ruth. Well,
Ruth,
no,
Elaine,
wait, no, there's, I can't get to Ruthie, I'm sorry.
Ruth, Elaine,
Shoot.
Warren Weikart, her husband had died years before, and I were married. Ruth, incidentally, is a coincidental factor, had gone to Fairfax. I didn't know her in Fairfax. And she had gone to Heights High. I didn't know her at Heights High. It was just an interesting thingamajig. And
There's Ruth.
yeah, and we met in Sanibel, where Henry Zelman was too. And he was at a pool and saw this interesting lady. He didn't know what was going to happen, and introduced me to Ruth as a reading book. And Ruth talked to Henry, and Henry said, "Gee, I'm going to read my dad. I'm going to have fun talking to you." Anyway, and I married Ruth. So that's the way that plays.
And I can always